Welcome back to Arcanum. We are still in Kintara, having not really made any progress for any quests that came from external sources. So, this dope is staring away from his post. They apparently, I don't know why they're posted there if they're not going to interrogate me. Elf guard, elf guard. This guy's got a different colored tunic, and this is clearly a woman. So.
Hello. How can I help you?
Oh, you have a voice. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, I don't believe we've met.
No, you're correct. We've never met.
This elven woman looks at you evenly. Her skin is light, almost translucent, with hair of dark crimson, almost black. It's an odd description. She is beautiful, but very severe. Okay. What is your name, madam?
My name is very old and very long. Perhaps it would be best if you simply called me Raven.
Interesting. Do you have a moment?
Of course.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Certainly. How can I help you?
Need to speak with the Silver Lady.
The Silver Lady? Oh, you mean my mother. That's quite a request, and one not so easily granted.
Excuse me. Tried to swallow my drink too fast. Believe me, Raven, she's going to want to speak with me.
And believe me when I tell you that no one sees my mother until I see it as necessary. She may be our queen, but I oversee the daily matters here in Kintara.
Hey, both of you jackasses, why don't you explain yourselves? I see. How can I convince you of the urgency of my quest?
You'll have your chance. Forgive me if I seem a little abrupt, but I've many things on my mind today and there's much to be done. Once I've taken care of some of the more pressing matters, I'll talk with you about your needs.
I understand. Perhaps I could be of service?
It's possible. You are human, and one of our problems does concern humans. No offense, but your race is a mystery to me.
None taken. What seems to be the problem?
There is a group of humans camped about a day's journey from here. We know not what they want, but where humans go, trouble usually follows.
What would you like me to do? Would you like me to shoot the poachers in the face?
The place they are camped at is called Falcon's Egg, and it is considered a holy place for the elves of Kintara. We would like you to find out why the humans are there and remove them.
I have a few questions about this.
Of course. What would you like to know?
Falcon's Egg, what sort of place is it?
Falcon's Egg, as I told you, is elven holy ground. Many years ago there was an elven queen, and her name was Falcon. She was out hunting one day and with her bow shot a stag. When she had caught up with it, it was lying next to a pool of water, slowly bleeding from a wound in its side.
Raven's voice is melodic. Her hands gesture, creating the scene. I don't know what that means. What happened?
The stag spoke to her, and within it were the spirits of the elves who had become the soul of the stag, and with her arrow she had pierced both it and them. And they were both sad and afraid, as the stag's life was their own, and when it died, so would they.
This isn't really what I asked, but okay. Keep going. What did Falcon do?
She could do nothing. She sat with the stag's head in her arms, sang its stories, and washed its wound with her tears. And the ache in her heart grew as the old elven voices faded. Grew so much that when they finally passed, she passed with them.
Boy, that was overly melodramatic as anything possibly could be. That's a sad story. A few more questions about this business?
Of course. What would you like to know?
Those humans, how should they be removed?
It doesn't matter to me how you remove them, but you must understand this. Under no circumstances are you to shed blood on that ground. The spirits there exact their price, and you do not want to pay it. Do you understand? Do not raise your hand against another.
All clear. A few more questions.
Of course. What would you like to know?
How do I get to Falcon's Lake?
It's not far from here. I'll mark your map with the location. Of course. What would you like to know?
I'll take the job.
Splendid. Are you sure you understand what needs to be done? There are a few things that are very important that you know.
I think you've told me everything. I'll be back when it is done.
Good. I thank you for your help. And good luck to you. I'll await your return.
Don't touch me. Well, what happens if I just try and walk in here? Immediately aggro everyone in town? Or nothing. And apparently this elf guard, despite having a different colored tunic, doesn't have anything different to say. Okay. Well, let's go outside and look at our map. Since we can't look at it inside, that would be silly. Okay, who's got my armor? I think it's Virgil. Nope. Standing around in my skivvies. Okay. Let's look at the map. Okay, that's not that far away at all. It does make me wonder about that other poacher's camp, though. I assumed that was what she was talking about. It is nice to have another voiced character. Nothing extraordinary about the voiceover, but nothing, you know, terrible about it either. You all done? Cool. Okay. I have to do it. I have to do it, so I'm gonna get out of the way early.
Don't understand why we're attacking such a decent time. I won't do this for much longer.
Well, it immediately murdered the whole party, but I didn't get to see what it was, so I have to do it again. Thanks, game, for not ever using your transparency properly. It's real good. It's good shit. So it's just sort of some sort of like Reaper thing. Interesting. Well, she certainly wasn't kidding. Alright. I'm gonna need my suit back so that everybody likes me again. It's not gonna fit.
What is it that you want of me?
Okay. see if we can talk our way out of this one in a reasonable fashion. Something tells me they're gonna be assholes. Surveyor, surveyor, surveyor. Black chest. Hold up. What do you got in there? Gold. Alright. Always with the gold. How do you do? I am honored. Yeah, you better be. Freaking badass. Hello, sir, and who are you? I am William Bench, outdoorsman and naturalist, and head of this bunch you see here. And who might you be? I'm Jeremiah Sanchez. A pleasure. May I speak with you? Certainly. What are you doing here? I'm a surveyor, and this is my team. We're employed by the Torringsdale Logging Company. Jesus. We have a contract to map out the surrounding lands, which were recently purchased by Torringsdale, and report the usability of its resources. Fairly standard job, really. Right, and you weren't concerned about the wolves and gorilla and bears, enormous bunnies. That appears to be a tiger. Those bunnies are like, I mean, rabbits get big. They don't get that big. Even there are some big rabbit varieties, species, and they get big, but like, that's like a 40-pound rabbit at a minimum. We may have a problem here, Mr. Bench. Oh, really? He crosses his arms. And what might that be? Unfortunately, you're not supposed to be here. I see no problem here, stranger. In fact, I think I'm going to have to ask you to leave. This here is private property, and you're trespassing. He motions to a few of his cronies, who eye you suspiciously. I think I'll be able to persuade you otherwise. Really? Listen, friend, I'm here to do a job. William Bench is a man of his word, and Torringsdale expects a report on his desk in a week. I don't think there's much you're going to be able to say that will dissuade me from doing what I'm here to do. I think you might think differently. Wait, no, not if you know. That's not gonna help. These trees, they're no good for lumbering. No good for lumbering? Are you mad? This is some of the best lumbering forest I've ever seen. Obviously, you have no idea what you're talking about. That's unimportant. Do you have any idea who I represent? Who you represent? I see. Let me guess. You're one of the blokes from Wexel Lumber, right? Wait, I see it all now. You're here to tell me you have the legal rights to this land. No, I'm from the Committee on Landworks and Development. Great, wonderful. I've written a written notice from your committee that confirms days and conditions of this party. It shows you. And might I see your credentials? This is just a rabbit hole. I'm gonna keep digging this grave. Look, I lied. I really represent Gilbert Bates. I'm sorry, Jeremiah Sanchez, but I've had enough of your stories. I recommend you move along. Now, if there's nothing else... Fine. This is Elven Holy Ground. You must leave it. He looks around, smiling. I don't see any signs here naming this place as such. Damn bleeding heart elves, always trying to save the forests. You're here on solid legal ground. If the elves have a problem with it, they can bring their complaints to the courts. These are new times, and people here are just going to have to live in them. I don't think you understand. No, friend, you don't understand. Move along or I may be forced to take action. Now leave us be. Listen, friend, I'm not going to talk about this anymore. I want you to get out of here right now. I think I need to aggro him to try and shoot me, and then the ground will eat him, but... Ha! As if I'd take orders from a mongrel like you. What? You're insulting me, you know. You're trying my patience. Your blabberings make me sick. Have some dignity, man. dignity. I'll not be spoken to like that in front of my men. I suggest you apologize, sir. Apologize? I'd sooner kiss a baboon's arse. I'd watch my tongue if I were you, stranger. There's only so much abuse a man can take. So you have nothing to worry about. Being as you are... Shut up, shut up. I won't be held responsible for my actions if this continues. I've seen tougher barmaids. Go ahead. I dare you to hit me. All my guys survived? I was really concerned because I saw them starting to throw punches, but I guess if it's retaliatory, somehow the game knows. That's astonishing that the game is smart. I mean, I guess maybe it just understands the context for this one specific scene. I'm sure it is not programmed intelligently enough to recognize aggressors versus defenders. Well, so long, jackass. Okay. Well. It's, that's just got gold in it, so none of this matters. Well. Is there anything else here, or should I just be on my way? Oh. Well, that looks like an altar. Alright. I wish I knew anything about these altars. Clearly they're of some importance. But I have no idea what to do with them. I mean, aside from that one before, I guess they all probably need sacrifices of some kind or another, right? They all want something. Because I know the dwarven one wants lava rocks. Well, whatever. That's dealt with. Wait a minute. Did I go to the right place? I did. Okay. Just got thrown for a second because so many of these places look the same from the outside. Excuse me. Alright. I hope that I wasn't wrong to get them to try and hurt me. I didn't see a branch in that dialogue tree that looked like it would have led to a non-violent resolution. Although... Hold on. Now I'm curious. Hello, sir, and who are you? Blah, 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 blah. We have a problem here, Mr. Bench. Unfortunately, you're not supposed to be here. This is Elven Holy Ground. I think I'll be able to persuade you. I think you might think differently if you know who I represent. You're half correct, but I'm not here from Wexel Lumber. I represent the Elves in Kintara. This is holy land to them. I guess that didn't do it. Okay, is the second branch of this... Look, I just want to talk about this rationally. Nope, it forces you into being aggressive. Okay. I'm not threatening you, but you must leave this land. There's a bunch more insults here that I didn't get to see before. I didn't want to mention it, but you have a real womanly manner. Let's see, are these all the same from here out? Yeah, it cancels out every time. Interesting. Well, it was worth a try. Let's talk to Raven.
Hello again. It's so very good to see you.
Well, change your tune a little. Hello, Raven. Do you have a moment to speak?
Certainly. How can I help you?
I've removed the humans from Falcon's Ache.
Thank you very much. Your help in the matter is much appreciated. Now, what was it you needed to speak to my mother about?
It's a long story, Raven.
A dark tale full of pain. And it would seem that the blame lies with us, the elves.
There are elves involved. Do you know the name of Mingorad?
I do not, and none of the elves who live here bear it. But it bothers me very much, pulls darkly at my heart and mind. There is another possibility, one I'd rather not think of.
What, Raven? Do you know where I might find Mingorad?
No. You need to speak with my mother of these things. She will know what to do.
Alright, where might I find her?
She's just beyond the large door behind me. But be warned, my mother is a magical being of great power. Her spirit swims in the flow, and sometimes she is more of that world than this one. What she sees is not always what we see, so her answers might seem strange to you. Ask what you wish to know, and listen. When you're through speaking with her, come and find me.
I will, Raven. Thank you for your help. Huh, okay. Well, I'm curious how long this interaction with her is going to take. But let's just jump in. Well, she can levitate. What is this room? Are these bookshelves? Empty bookshelves?
Hello. I welcome you, traveler.
Greetings to you, Silver Lady. I thank you for this audience.
I know you've come far, and I've expected you for a long time now.
What do you mean?
I've seen you approaching from both east and west, traveler. And you bring them with you, all of them. They've no choice but to follow.
Please, I don't understand.
I know. We speak different languages, you and I. The things I see, wrapped in the past and the present, and shrouded in the veils of magic. I cannot translate my visions into your own. You must listen, traveler. Listen and learn to see.
I will try, Silver Lady.
What is it you seek, traveler?
Huh. Do I get more than one shot at this? I want to know all the answers, but I would hate to only be able to ask the one. Do you know if I'm the living one?
The living one? Oh, traveler, why would you think I would know of such a thing?
It's a prophecy. I assume you can see what is to come.
It's an interesting thing about prophecies, traveler. They're no clearer to one such as myself, living both in and out of the stream, than they are to you, walking the shore. The flow swirls around them until they are ready. And in the end, really, is it going to matter who someone pointed a finger at?
That would be comforting if people weren't trying to kill me.
These people can only see what follows in your wake, traveler. Pass your hand through the flame and it flickers. If you've tired of the mantle, then shed it. Disappear. Otherwise, don't be surprised at what people do.
I can appreciate that. You have a point there. In the Black Mountain Clan?
Yes, I can see them. But the ravens are circling, and the storm rages but subsides. And yet there is lightning, and then shadow, and then the storm howls again, tearing. I can't even look at it.
That makes no sense to me.
Wait. Oh,
I see some real stupid shit.
they've taken in a small child with machine dreams, and hands of hinged metal, and a heart in which coal burns brightly.
I don't like this response at all. This is a stupid response. That's Gilbert Bates, but that was in the past.
I don't know of what you speak, traveler. Please, listen. Try to hear with my ears.
I don't know if I
I see
can.
a flame atop a hill, burning so brightly. And below, it's
Oh,
dark
fuck.
here.
Didn't mean to skip that.
So
I'm sorry.
dark. And the flame is here too. But this flame burns black onyx and cold, and shadow is its child. Are they here as well? I can't see that far. A plane of mirrored glass, a sky of white, a lone figure. Wait, which is the reflection? I'm unsure.
You're speaking in riddles, Silver Lady.
That is all I see, traveler. The riddle is created by you. Do you have anything else you'd like to ask?
Mingorod, what can you tell me of that name?
Mingorod. An old name, traveler. Oh, a man is screaming and carves a key with his fingers, and the birds have plucked his eyes out. And the wolf watches, motionless, his paw in the air.
Is it Mingorod? Is he dead? And what does the wolf mean?
A tear in the curtain, and only darkness beyond. A ragged wound, mended with a ring of blasted stone.
What else? What else do you see of Mingorod?
A hand that sees, but is blinded. A man draped in truth, wearing a mask. And they hide. The lost children, they hide. A gray mist, even to me. But there, he runs, dropping veined and painted leaves. And the flock comes, talons outstretched, and wings of fire, and he is consumed. But the leaves...
You know, there are snippets of this that are neat, but mostly it just seems like artsy-fartsy nonsense where they're kind of just filling time. I don't know.
Run quickly, traveler. Find what was left behind. In the place of smoke and water, he is there. He is there.
Who, Mingorod?
I see no more. The stream is again calm. Was there anything else?
No, but I understand almost none of what you said.
I know that, traveler. But I also know that clarity is often the child of time. Your answers lie both in front and behind. Make sure not to overlook one for the other.
Characteristically cryptic, dear lady.
I go now, traveler. We will meet again, though I'm not sure on which side. No matter. Farewell.
Well, I guess we'll make our exit. And we're glitching into people. Alright guys, I can't watch you blink all day. Position your... Do you have to stand inside each other?
Hello again. It's so very good to see you. Certainly. How can I help you?
I've spoken with your mother about what has happened.
And what did you ask her about?
I asked her about Mingarad.
Mingarad? What did she see?
I mean, all of these things, but an eyeless man in pain carving a key, a wolf with a raised paw.
What the screaming man and his key represent, I have no idea. But I do know that the official symbol for the city of Caledon is a wolf, with one paw raised in the air.
Perhaps we need to begin our search there, Raven.
I'm not so sure. Remember, my mother's visions are shackled by neither our eyes nor our time. The events she describes might be in either the future or the past. Let's look at all she's said before we go any further.
There are other visions of Mingarad.
Mingarad? What did she see?
Wait, am I screwing this up? Were some of these for the other items? I don't want to fuck this up. Hold on.
Hello again. Certainly. And what did you ask her about?
Asked her about the Black Mountain Clan.
What did she see?
Okay, I think
Hello
I
again.
don't think it's tricking me.
Certainly. And what did you ask her? Mingarad. What did she see? I'm not so sure. Remember Mingarad. What did she see?
Torn curtain, a ringed broken finger pointing east.
There's something about that entire vision which pulls at my memory, especially the ring. I'll think about it further. Mingarad. What did she see?
A hand that sees but is blind, a truthful man in a mask.
I have no idea.
Helpful.
Mingarad. What did she see?
Lost, hiding children, a man that runs from them and drops leaves.
This one is the most interesting of all, and it seems that my fears may have well been correct.
Why, Raven? What do you think it means?
Do you remember when I told you that the name of Mingarad bothered me in some way? Well, I believe that may have been so because Mingarad is a dark name.
What does that mean, a dark name?
A dark elf name. Do you know of the dark elves?
I've heard very little of them. Would you care to... Could you elaborate?
It's a long story. But sometime during the Age of Legends, many years even before my mother was born, there were a group of elves who separated themselves. There were philosophical differences, and they were no longer welcome in our forests. Those elves became what we know as the Dark Elves.
What were the differences?
They believe that this world and all of its races are subject to elven rule. They believe that elves are superior because of our close connection to nature, our power in the ways of magic, and the longevity of our physical form. They see the other races as bumbling children who need our guidance, regardless of its severity.
And you? What do you believe?
I believe... Well, let us say that I don't always see eye to eye with those in Kintara concerning the rightful place of the Dark Elves. My role here is as protector. I will do so regardless of the cost.
What do the elves here believe?
The elves of Kintara, in fact all other elves, believe that everything and everyone has a rightful place in the experience which forms this reality. Elves feel that very little, if anything, ever happens that isn't part of the natural progression of that state. They feel no superiority because of their advantages. That is just the role they have been picked to play.
I mean, I hear you say that, but that's not the experience that has been presented to me here or with elves outside of the woods. Did they see the Dark Elves as a violation of that order?
Unfortunately not. The Dark Elves are seen in the same light as everyone else. They have the role, and they are playing it.
I think that's the same. Yeah.
Well, let us say my mother's vision of the lost children was referring, I believe, to the Dark Elves. They were hidden from her because they are hidden from all of us. Through magic and isolation, we've not seen where they live for almost 500 years.
But who was the man running from then?
There was a man many years ago who had come to the Glimmering Forest to study the elves, and I remember that he was very interested in the Dark Elves especially. There were rumors about his capture by them and an escape.
Who was he?
As I said, he was a researcher. A strange little man, a bit overdressed, but kind-hearted and very intelligent. I was young then, a mere 160 years old. He was the first human I'd ever seen.
Well, if she's sure he's human, then whoever it was is dead. Do you remember his name?
His name? It was a long time ago, but I remember because he said it so often. I think humans just like hearing the sound of their own names. Terwilliger. Dr. Renford A. Terwilliger. I can hear him saying it even now.
Wasn't that the name of the logging company that we just had to deal with? What were the leaves he was dropping?
I don't know. It almost seemed in the vision that the flock who consumed him were more interested in the leaves. And my mother even said to find what was left behind, these leaves might very well be what we're looking for.
None of those words in that order made any sense. What is the place of smoke and water?
She could mean almost anywhere. But if I were to make a guess, I'd say she was talking about the human city of Tarrant. It lies in the Gulf of Morbihan, and its, what do you call them? Factories are always belching smoke into the skies. That, and I know that Terwilliger was from there.
Well, what now?
You have a place to begin your search, my friend. It would seem that if you need to find this Mingarod, you're going to need to find the village of the Dark Elves. The only person who might know where they are is Renford A. Terwilliger. He may or may not be in Tarrant, but it's a good place to start looking.
Then I will find the Dark Elves. To Tarrant I shall go.
You impress me, my friend. Few are those like you who would take this burden upon themselves. You've earned my respect.
I like all of these responses. I'm no hero. I just want people to stop trying to kill me.
Perhaps I misjudged you, but no matter. Your actions, however they are motivated, are noble. Good luck. Return to me when you've found the Dark Elves and tell me what you've uncovered.
Disappointed her. You can never disappoint an elf lady. I'll return when I know more. Goodbye. Well, it sounds like we're going back to Tarrant. So next time on Arcanum, we'll pick up that child on the way out of town and go to Tarrant. Boy. This isn't terrible. It's nice to have some voice acting. It's nice to have some progression in the story. But it's pretty shallow. When you take apart the flavor, when you remove the flavor from it, it's very shallow. It's just, well, go to the next place. There were some people once upon a time who are related. Yeah, anyway. So next time we'll head back to Tarrant. Thank you guys as always for watching, and I will see you guys next time.